Am I about to do something I swore I would never do with this channel? That is to say, make a video that is on a trending topic just to get clicks, to desperately try and get this channel off the ground. You bet your sweet ass I am. Never fear, dear viewer, for I, like Sisyphus before me, am destined to push this rock up this hill for eternity. That said, I do have a unique take on this whole Gen X quitting their jobs thing. And it has to do with the main reason most people say they quit their jobs in their 50s, and that is a toxic work environment. I want to look at that word for a second, toxic, because it's doing a lot of work, and I think there's some assumptions around it. So when we think of toxicity, right, we think of poisons like hemlock or nightshade. We think of gases like carbon monoxide or cyanide. Or we think of what toys were made of in the 1970s. In all of those cases, the toxicity is pretty evident. You drink the nightshade, you breathe in the carbon monoxide, you lick the G.I. Joe figure. Hey, no judgment. And that's it for you. However, there's another type of toxicity that I think is most relevant to this, and that is radiation. Low levels of radiation are harmless, like an X-ray. However, if you got 10 X-rays a day, every day, eventually that radiation would accumulate in your body and you would get sick. Why? Because humans have a certain amount of radiation over their lifetime they can absorb, beyond which the body gives in. This was covered brilliantly in the Chernobyl series on HBO, where they talk about the Russians had people basically use up their entire toleration for radiation in a 10-second burst, where they walked across a radioactive roof, took a shovel, took a piece of radioactive material, and dumped it. After which, that person could not be exposed to radiation ever again, risking hitting that tipping point for radiation. How does this equate to people quitting their jobs in their 50s? Here is how I see it. I think if you put a 20-year-old in the job that I left, they would have been fine. Someone new to the workforce hears corporate restructure and thinks, ooh, a chance to learn new stuff and show what I can do. A 50-year-old hears corporate restructure and they think, great, we are once again rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. I honestly think the difference was years of being asked to support the new initiative or give a crap about the new product or the new way we're going to do business. It's going to revolutionize, blah, 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 blah. Right? I think that's what it is. I think 5 years, 10 years of that, like we have the energy for that. We initially have the energy to support modern corporate culture. But just like the human body has a certain limit before radiation takes over and makes the person sick, I think the soul works the same way. Early on, having a corporation try to supersede its values onto us is something we can tolerate. Why? Because we believe early on that money buys happiness. We believe that status at work equates to fulfillment. But eventually the soul becomes sick with these superimposed wants and needs. And all the person is then left with is pursuing what they were actually designed to do. So there it is, my attempt at a clickbaity video meant to latch on to a popular trend. Somehow, even in this, I think I missed the mark. I may have messed up and created something thought-provoking. Damn it! That said, what do you guys think about my radiation analogy? If you think back to your own story, does it hold weight? I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for your time and attention. I really appreciate how important those things are, and we will talk again soon.